Hi to everybody who's logged on through the website www.rvops.co.uk, and to any YouTubers out there who are just surfing around. What we're going to do is just a little video on the Jetboil. Brilliant stove, and as the demo will basically show you, it's a stove that's well worth considering for the field. Hi everyone, well, picture paints 1,000 words, so what we'll do is just crack on with the demo. Here we have the Jetboil. It's unique, it's compact, and from a military point of view, I think it's an excellent field stove. Just notice very quickly the lid basically is designed so that you can use this as a drinking mug. You've obviously got the mouthpiece there. Inside the Jetboil you have your stove, and on the bottom of the Jetboil, which sometimes can be a little bit awkward to get off, you have a mug should you want to use it as a mug, and inside here you'll notice these fins. That's very unique and quite a clever design. When the stove is attached to the bottom, the heat generated by the stove is basically directed onto the bottom of the pot. How to attach the stove to the pot? Well, on here you have these lugs, or on here you have these lugs that fit into here. So all we do is you just twist it and then lock it in place. Taking a small gas cylinder, we then attach that to the bottom. Now, you can use the larger gas cylinder, however the larger gas cylinders don't fit inside this pot. Well, they do fit, but if you put them in together with the stove, the larger gas cylinders take up too much room. So the ideal gas cylinder to use with this stove is this particular one, bearing in mind that the fins help generate heat onto the pot, so therefore it makes this cylinder a lot more efficient. So there's the pot. On the here you see a red button, which is the piezo lighter, which is quite common on a lot of stoves these days. So very easy to switch on. That's good to go. Switch it off. Other attachments that come with the stove, which you may want to purchase, are the pan support. Dead straightforward. You can then twist this, and that will then allow you to use whatever pan you like. I'll show this now, demonstrate it for you. So what I'll do is unlock the stove, and this quite simply fits on like so, which then allows you to use whatever pot or pan you want. One of the other things that does come with the pan support is also a stabilizing unit. This stabilizing unit is quite clever, locks out into a triangle, and then all you do is you then attach this to the bottom of it, which now is lending it a lot of stability. And once again, you can either use your pan support, or we can go back to using the Jetboil. Oh, a little bit awkward there, one moment, there we go, and that's good to go. One of the things that has been pointed out by a lot of people who've used this unit is that if you're on really bad ground or rocky terrain, or even in the back of a vehicle, I'll just take the support off, you can actually get away with boiling water, which takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes, by just holding the unit as it is. Of course, one of the things that's going to speed that up is by having a lid on it. But once your water's boiled, keep the lid on it, or put your boiling the bag rations in there, or if you're just making yourself a wet or a brew, as some of you call it, just leave the lid on. Take off the bottom of the pan. I wouldn't personally put this plastic lid back on the bottom if that's really red hot. I'd just leave it as is. However, if that's cooled down, then you're good to go with your wet or your brew. And that's it really. Now the other thing is that's quite important is what I was saying about it earlier, was the fact that with this cylinder that fits quite nicely inside there. The other good thing about that is that the pot support, basically close down the arms of that and drop that in the top, and then your your cooking stabilizer then drops in on top of that, and your lid on top of that. And one of the things a lot of people say, well, oh, that's well and good, but will it fit in a salt vest? Well, taking the Vanguard all arms assault vest. The answer to that question is quite simply yeah, and yes, it will fit into the other assault vests as well. So we've tried it and proved it, and obviously the guys who have used the Jetboil have also tried and used it too. Gonna buy a stove, well worth considering. Cheers for listening.